So hi, Dev and Angela. Thank you so much for having me. I've known you for quite a long time now and seen you at so many awards, and I've seen so much of the practice in print and on my computer screen, but never been here myself. So it's really, really nice to be here. Really nice to be here. Tell me a bit about it. What this is really special. How did this begin? How did you make this happen?
So originally this was a 2-surgery practice. An old boy, Clive Moyes, used to work here and live here. And he had an opportunity to, he was 72 and he wanted to look at selling up. He had no patient base. And I said, I'm a specialist. I'm looking for setting up something as a referral base. And he said, Dev, you can have this, no problems.
And this was 19 years ago.
19
years.
Almost 20 years next week, in fact.
Make us feel old saying how many years ago this was.
So we said, okay, well, let's have a chat. And he was very old school, him and his wife said, okay, well, why don't you bring your wife for a cup of tea? We'll have a cup of tea in the garden, have a chat. And I was getting a bit stressed because I knew Angela's standards, and this house and his whole practice was 40 years old, and he looked 40 years old.
Yeah.
And I said, just come in, close your eyes, and think about the walls, not what's in there. And luckily, we came along. We got on a house on fire with these guys, and then we took over, and then it all began.
Yeah, it was quite a nice way in which it all happened. Sort of very traditional. The deal was done over a cup of tea on a Sunday. No agents, no estate agents, nothing like that. And they truly sold it to us for the kind of people that they thought that we might be.
It's about the people.
They'd been holding out for the right people, haven't
absolutely.
they? Yeah.
But it did look like a BDA museum when we first came and saw the surgeries and things. So that's what we bought. We essentially bought a part of a Victorian house in Wimbledon Village, and spent all our money in buying this place, which meant that we had to sort of really work out how we were going to afford a practice and a home at the same time. And I don't know how many other dentists do this, but we lived on site the same way that Clive and his wife did at the very beginning, for us to be able to afford to have practice and a flat, and we were having a family at the same time. So the dental room started as a 3-surgery practice.
And your home.
And our home, which is a 2-bed flat downstairs.
Yeah. Those days have some fantastic memories for us, because that's where
Beautiful
we brought
memories.
up our first child.
Yeah.
It's where we had our second child. We were able to work and juggle parenthood in a way that I think probably not many people can, I could see my child playing with the nanny in the garden. The journey, the commute was super simple.
Yeah.
We had a little swing in the garden, a little play area. All the patients loved seeing it.
So that's how we
30-second
started.
commute up the stairs.
Yeah.
So that's how we started.
Did you often have that difficult changeover though, in that you were too close?
There was something about it you really didn't like, right?
I found it quite. the thing is, I felt I never left work. Because I was always on site, and you bump into patients and stuff.
In the village.
So and we had young kids, and I remember we used to have our a few arguments. Dev, you need to stop working. I said, well, only 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
But because it's 24/7.
Yeah.
And
I think the thing you didn't like the most was whenever we sort of left our front door, we'd bump into people we knew, and Dev could never work out whether are they our patients? Are they school parents? Who
I can't remember their names. I remember their teeth. I can't remember their names. Oh my god!
So it was very close to home.
Yeah.
And then there came a time where, the family was like, we now then had 2 children. It was too big. It was too small downstairs for us to house all of us and grow that family. So we then decided to move, and we could afford our new home, our next place. And then that gave us the space to expand the dental rooms. So, what was that? 10 years after we bought the practice, we expanded from a 3 surgery practice to a 5 surgery practice. And this is when this amazing glass box ended up on the back of this Victorian house. And that just really felt like a really big achievement for us, because then we did end up with the dream practice. We were able to put in place everything that we wanted and really follow the philosophy of the practice, which I'm sure we'll talk about soon. And it's just kept growing since then.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. I mean, the expansion with the glass box, I mean, it was a very simple idea. How do you connect upstairs and downstairs? And everything, the space was already there. So we thought, let's put a glass box with a staircase in it. And that's exactly what we did. And then it just worked out just amazingly. And we had great space downstairs where we wanted to create a seminar room as well as a staff room. It doubles up. So the whole space has worked really well for all of us.
But that was your home.
So that was our home. It's so
those
funny.
Rooms are now dental surgeries or staff.
My surgery used to be my bedroom. I tell my patients.
I've just given Leanna the tour, and she's asked me what every single room was.
Because I couldn't help but think that. And I was like, this is a lovely room, looking out onto this beautiful garden. This is our bedroom.
Which was our bedroom.
Wow.
It was our bedroom.
And now your surgery.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
So what did you want to, when you started dental rooms, what was it that you wanted to create? What is it that makes dental rooms special?
So, I mean, our objective was we wanted to be a one-stop shop, right, where we can provide the highest quality of care for patients in terms of what's in the mouth and outside the mouth. That's what our objective is, and we want to be the best. And so we both were very motivated in that, path to be the best. And we wanted.
Both specialists.
We're both specialists, so we specialize to be so that someone comes to us, we'll resolve their problem. We don't want to have to move it on to someone else and pass the work. And then we also wanted to have a team around us who can then actually also support that patient in their journey so that they get resolved and all the issues we can address under one roof. And that really was our main target, wasn't it? Objective.
So we wanted to be a multidisciplinary practice with specialists from all fields. And that's sort of what we were used to in our training. When we both trained at the Eastman, we never worked within our own departments. We always worked with all the other specialists to handle complicated and complex problems for patients. So that's really that was a big thing for you. You wanted all specialists under one roof, and that was your vision. And my vision was to be the Harrods of dentistry. That's what I wanted. I wanted a high-end, luxury, spa-like practice. And for me, the philosophy was always going to be that patient comes first and a very patient-centered approach with high levels of service.
And just the environment, I think, like you say, it's high-end, it is spa-like, but just having that outdoor space, even when you're not outdoors and we're here, you feel like you're outdoors, and that means a lot to patients.
There's a special term for that.
Yes, there is a special term for that. So this practice is based on the philosophy of biophilic design. And basically what that means is that when you bring the outside inside, when you have a very close association with nature, you can see the greenery, you can see the trees and, birds and things like that. When you have that, it really does give us a sense of well-being. And so, when our patients walk into the practice, they feel very calm, they feel very, very relaxed. It's just, creating a very serene surrounding which they can sort of just calm down and not have so much anxiety, because as you know, dentistry just sort of creates a lot of tension and that sort of anxiety, and we really wanted to change that. So, you know, our patients love it. They love sitting here in this glass box before their appointments, and you just see that the sort of, you know, they just relax. And then the other thing for us is the well-being of our staff. Then there's a really huge benefit for our team and for us. When we come here, you do feel such a sense of joy, because there's a lot of light and it's just a really nice environment to work in. And you know, it's just so important for the team to have that, for them to have a nice area to relax in between patients, during their lunch breaks. We host all our growth days here. We host our study clubs here. The space just works. And I was telling you earlier about the research that there is. You know, if you put a patient in a room who's convalescing after an illness, if there's no window, their recovery is so much slower compared to when there is a window in the room. So, you know, this is not sort of made up. It's really backed by good research that, you know, having that contact with the outdoors makes you feel so good.
The glass box, there's an abundance of windows.
All over. Angela's the entire, you know, world coming through the light, isn't it?
I love light.
She loves light.
So I think we got to know you kind of when all this part of the transformation was complete through the awards, of which we can see quite a few here.
And they match our glass box.
They do.
Just perfectly planned.
Made for us.
And 2019 was the big year. That's when you won Practice of the Year UK at the Private Dentistry Awards. And we really got to get a feel for the team a bit more, and for you guys, and for what the practice stands for. So I want to talk about what the awards mean for you, why you entered, what you wanted to gain from that, and what winning means, and how that's changed things for you or the team or the practice. But also, I just wanted to talk about that because we were at the place where you guys got married.
Yes, that's right. That was so amazing.
Where you guys got married.
It's so awesome. We've had so much fun here. And to win the odd 1 or 2 awards, I mean, this is just so special. And I like to say, my partner here, my partner in crime, Angela Auluck. We came here 20 years ago, we got married in this room.
That was so amazing. Oh my gosh, that was.
So, why did we do it? Should we talk about? We waited a long time. We waited a long time. I think that was 14 years into having the practice. And we felt so confident that we'd created something that we believed in, that we really, we just had this gut feeling that this was something special. And, you know, I think sort of the message that a lot of people should have when they're entering these awards is that places like this, teams like this, practices like this aren't built overnight. And it took us that long to feel, okay, we're now at a place where we feel like we can showcase ourselves out there. And it is a big deal, you know, when you set yourself that goal. We did it that year in our growth day at the beginning of the year. We'd said to the team, our goal this year is to be the best practice in this country. And
you tick that box.
And that's what we did.
That's
we
amazing.
did.
It was quite amazing.
Yeah, and we really believe that when you set a goal, you might get there. If you write it down, you're even more likely to get there. So we created the PowerPoint slide. And then if you share it with people, you're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
So the whole team were on board with us that year. Everybody was buzzing. There was a real buzz in the air. Everything that we did was not done to win an award, but with the feeling that everything that we are now going to do is going to be scrutinized
Yes.
by our peers and by our colleagues, and how do we want to be judged? And I think that's where it came together for us. And I think that's what people felt.
Once you make that decision, it does make you reflect on everything that you do.
But that's so healthy, isn't it? By reflecting, you actually then improve things. You can see if they have any weakness or any gaps, you can fill those spaces and evolve and grow. And we are very fortunate to have such a strong team who are all on board, wanting to be. It's not actually about the awards; it's actually to be the best. And they are all so strong and so highly motivated, and the awards are just icing on the cake, wasn't it? Really, I mean, that's what it was.
Great for you guys, great for the practice, but must be so great for the team as well to be so
Amazing.
involved with that, and then to have that recognition.
Yeah, absolutely. And that recognition for the team, I think, is what the most powerful of the lot, because then, they felt that, they've worked towards something and it's been acknowledged, and that effort is, worthwhile.
That was the most rewarding for us.
That is by
wasn't
far
it?
the most rewarding for the lot. That was so pleasing.
There's nothing more difficult than taking your team to these awards, because you almost feel like you're putting them on the edge of a cliff. Right, and then you're going to push them, and we're going to see if we will fly or whether we're going to just fall.
They've grown some wings.
I was so nervous. I was so nervous. It's
You
like
were so
taking your
nervous.
kids and you're
Like,
exposing them.
results
to
day.
it. So it was just so nice to see them celebrate and to keep getting called up.
Oh my God, we didn't have time to get round for each one at the first ceremony, weren't there? It's like, we're literally rushing around. It's so funny.
That was probably one of
It was,
the
yeah.
best days of my life.
It really was.
definitely.
So Angela, you've now come full circle and you're a judge on the panel for the Private Dentistry Awards. What does that mean to you, and having the opportunity to see the other entries, but being on the other side, you've already put together entries, winning entries, and now you're recognising other people for that?
I have a lot of sympathy and compassion for what I'm reading. I take it so seriously because you truly understand the deep work, that hard work that's gone into putting your submission together, and not just sort of putting the words together, but getting your practice to a point where you're happy for other people to really judge and scrutinize. And it's not something I take lightly at all. I really do spend a lot of time on those entries, and it's a big responsibility. But equally, every time I do it, I come away so proud of our profession, and the practices are just getting more and more amazing. The standards are just so super high now. So the awards are really a testament to our profession.
And as a judge, someone who's, as I said, seen kind of both sides, what would you offer as a top tip or a learning that you've taken away that you would offer potential entrants?
I would say, when you're working on your practice, when you're working on your team, when you're leading them, when you're running this business, don't do it with awards in sight. Just do it with such grit. Do it so that you do create something special. And when you've done that, then writing the submission is super easy.
So what's next for the dental rooms?
Well, we've just expanded upstairs.
Yes.
So we've added 4 more surgeries. So we were looking to grow the practice. I think I think Angela's keen to grow, maybe even look at buying another practice. But I said I'm quite happy just being under one roof, because that's my objective. And as long as it's under one roof, we're happy with it. So I think we're looking to just grow even more and just grow the team and just use all the tech that's out there. I mean, there's just so much exciting stuff with AI and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're looking to try and embrace all the tech, the digital technologies, 3D printing and stuff, and just provide a more unique service to our patients.
The next phase for us, we've now grown the practice. We have this physical building with 9 surgeries, a team of 40 plus clinicians and support staff. And for us, it's now about systems and processes and becoming so efficient and being effective in everything we do, and just taking care of our wellness. And having a team that are just really kind to each other, and having a team that have a full buy-in, and actually having a team that just run the show.
Yeah. Well, we've got to know your team a little bit over the years, and it's such a good bunch. How do you attract and retain the talent that you've got here? Well,
they first get asked at their interview if they are willing to dance in our morning huddle.
Yeah. I'm in. Tick.
And if they say no, they won't. No, I was joking aside. We just have very clear values. We have very clear values, and so we know what we want out of each person that's in this team. And we don't always get it right. Most of the time we do, and when we don't, we're getting better and better at making sure that we don't keep that person on board for too long. But we just know the kind of person that will fit into a team like ours, and it's about being knowing what patient-centered means, knowing what teamwork means, knowing what efficiency and effectiveness is. All of those things that encompass our values, really.
Yeah.
I think we're quite lucky. Our team actually self-select.
Okay.
So whoever comes in, if our team don't accept them, they don't survive.
Yeah. Do you know what it's like, that FMC as well?
Because you've got to be a certain standard. You have to fit. So,
Yeah.
But to fit, you have to meet the standard, and our standard is so high with the team.
Yeah.
That if they don't meet that standard, they will not. I mean, these guys will just reject them, say that's no good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we're very lucky that our team actually just self-select for us.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
amazing.
it's
Then
going
they
to
don't
work.
work.
Yeah.
And we don't interview anymore. We don't interview. We don't hire anymore. The team do it themselves.
Okay.
And it's quite interesting the first few times that's happened. We've walked in and we've seen new team member. Who's that?
We've learned over the years. So traditionally a practice would have a practice manager. But we've realised that role as a manager is just too big a role. So we split into 2 roles. So we have a clinic manager, and we have a business development manager, and we have 2 great team members who do those roles, and which looks after the whole practice.
Yeah.
Which has taken a lot off us.
Yeah.
And made us to be able to then step back and actually look at the bigger picture. Of things. So it's management structure, team, all that makes a difference.
Yeah. I guess, as you've evolved the practice over the years and physically grown the practice, you've had to adapt the way it runs anyway, because you certainly can't do it all. You wouldn't want to do it all either. So it's nice to be able to rely on the other people and trust the other people to know that they're going to make the right decisions, and that they're then so invested in the development and the success of the practice as well.
And then it frees us up for the bigger picture. It frees us up to just, inspire them, motivate them.
Yeah.
Have a chat.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things which I feel are also so important for team members.
Yeah.
Even if it's the newest team member, making sure you know about them, making sure that you have the time to greet them and make sure that they feel welcome. And to them, that's inspiring, isn't it?
Yeah, to have no obvious kind of structure as far as importance or anything like that. You know, everyone's just at one with the team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone's equal.
Yeah.
And there's no
Our
song about.
organisational chart is Deb and I at the bottom.
Yeah,
So we
okay.
flipped it.
Yeah.
We don't want to be at the top.
Yeah.
We want to be at the bottom,
Yeah.
and we want everyone to work
Yeah.
their way up from there.
How many staff have you got here now?
Well, the full team WhatsApp group is at about 40. Is it 45?
45.
Goodness.
45. So that's the only way to keep track of it.
Yeah.
I wonder what that is.
Yeah. It's almost a shame, I have to say, that this is a dental practice. It is such an amazing home. Having the glass box and
my
having this garden in the village of Wimbledon.
Oh, very lucky.
Amazing. Amazing.
Well, it is like our second home.
Yeah, well, it was your first
Yeah,
home.
it wasn't our person. Well, we're a big believer that, I mean, we spend a lot of time in our workspace, and so the workplace has to be nice. And so if it's nice, you're more likely to want to get out of bed and go to work.
Yeah.
And so, that all makes a part of the parcel of the team, isn't it?
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for having me. It's been absolutely lovely being here. So nice to finally see it. I just come back and just sit in the garden.
That's so nice.
Well, it's a great party venue, this one.
Yeah.
We have a great party here, don't we?
Yeah, we do have some great parties
yeah,
here.
we have some great parties
This is
here.
an ideal party
Dental
place.
Room summer party.